Hi, sir. We are live on YouTube. We can start.
All right.
Very good evening, Shailendra sir.
Good evening.
Yeah. So, Shailendra sir, from past few years, we are hearing about cryptocurrency. So, whenever when I log in into any social media or whenever I open up any news, so continuously I'm hearing about that most of the Indians they are investing their money in cryptocurrency. See, even though I am a chartered accountant, but I don't have enough knowledge about cryptocurrency, that how cryptocurrency works and what is the base of cryptocurrency, right? And as per the current data, I can see that 105 million people they have invested their money in cryptos, and they have invested around $10 billion. And even though in budget, government took some serious steps on cryptocurrencies, so they are levying taxes on cryptocurrency, and parallelly, government is introducing digital currency. So first of all, I would like to know about that. What is the technology behind cryptocurrency?
All right. So thanks, Ankit. So see, fundamentally, cryptocurrency is one of the applications of a technology called blockchain or distributed ledger technology, right? So normally what happens is that the data that we store, it resides somewhere in some database, correct? So Google has this servers farm, maybe somewhere in Mountain View, California, right? Some company has a data center in Chennai, for example. But whereas what happens is, in case of a blockchain or a distributed ledger technology, the data resides virtually on any of the machines across the internet. Also, there are multiple copies of this data made so that the data is secured. You cannot lose that data at any point in time, right? So it's a technology which basically uses the entire internet and all the databases at its choice as something where to store the data, right? So that's fundamentally what is the technology behind the cryptocurrency. Now, once you have this technology called blockchain, now it is secured by the 128B, KB encryption, which means that you need to have algorithms of very high order if you want to break. And today, people are not able to break it, so it's considered foolproof, right? So that's one more thing that excites people about cryptocurrency. And the applications of blockchain are many. They could be in healthcare, for example, storing patient data. So my data, for example, it's a private protected information. There are specific legislations for, there's a HIPAA, for example, in US, which protects data of the patients, right? So I can give access to Ankit or to Rishabh or to somebody, you can look at my data, but unless I give that access, which is a key I provide you, then you cannot otherwise, look at my data. Land records, for example, can be, sort of put on the cryptocurrency or not on the cryptocurrency, on the DLT, and then, people will be able to view that. So it's fairly secured as compared to the other modes of storing the data. Right? That's fundamentally what cryptocurrency is, and it is backed by this blockchain technology.
Okay. So recently or for the past few years, we can see there is a lot of fluctuation in cryptocurrencies valuation, right? So as we can see that share market is also very volatile. But if I talk about cryptocurrency, the volatility level is quite different. Or you can say sometimes it goes up by 30%, or sometimes it goes down by 100% or maybe 50%, right? So what is the reason why it is so volatile?
So, when we look at, let's say, stocks versus, let's say, cryptocurrency, right? So there are a few factors. For example, in case of stocks, there's an underlying, which is a business. So if there is a Tata Power or ITC stock, there is a business, right? So ITC, for example, in agribusiness, in, various consumer products, or L&T is in, let's say, defense and other technologies, right? So there is a actual thriving, legally sanctioned business behind that. And that business performance drives the performance of the stock over the long term, right? In the short term, of course, there are other forces operating. Whereas in the case of a cryptocurrency, there is no underlying, right? There is no underlying. The currency is issued. I can issue a cryptocurrency. You can issue a cryptocurrency. As long as you have an algorithm, that you can write. For example, you have to be technically sound, of course, for that. You can issue a cryptocurrency. I can issue a cryptocurrency called Shailendra, right? And then if people are interested, they can buy it. So one thing, there is no underlying for the cryptocurrency. So there is no basis for a exact value for a cryptocurrency. Bitcoin, if it's at $1, it is a fair value. If it is at $1 million, still it's a fair value because there is no basis. for selecting that. The second thing is, in case of stocks, for example, the supply and demand, in every market, the supply and demand basically determines the price, right? So if the stock is more in demand, then the price will rise, and the vice versa, right? In case of cryptocurrency, one important thing to notice is it will always be in short supply, right? As and when once the cryptocurrency is issued in the initial phase, thereafter the algorithms become difficult to crack, right? So mining of the cryptocurrency, getting the fresh more numbers of that currency becomes difficult by its very nature. So there is phenomena where the currency supply is designed to become short day by day, right? So for mining Bitcoin, for example, today you'll have to have a lot of computing power to get one Bitcoin as compared to, let's say, 7 8 years back, and also you will need a lot of energy to be consumed, correct? So it's a very different equation in terms of supply and demand and in terms of underlying, and that's why cryptocurrency prices vary, like anything, right? If there is a company, then that performance will drive the company's share price over the long term, right? In the short term, of course, it can vary. Cryptocurrency doesn't have any such underlying. So forces of demand and supply are purely driving the price of the cryptocurrency. That's why we see Bitcoin crashing and again rising. There is simply no basis for that.
Okay, so we can assume that it is very risky to invest in cryptocurrency because we can't do any analysis. If I talk about stocks, so generally in stock we do fundamental and technical analysis. We see the history of company, at how company was working, and accordingly we do the forecasting that how company will work. And on the basis of project, we can forecast the share price of companies, but it is very difficult to forecast the value of cryptos. So according to you, we can say it is a kind of betting we are doing, right? So it is very risky to invest in cryptocurrency.
Yes. See, a lot of people will hate me for doing this, but cryptocurrency is a gamble, right? I'm not against gambling. People want to gamble. It is their money. They should gamble, right? But, it's a pure gamble because there is no basis for valuation. See, cryptocurrency, let's say Bitcoin is valued at, let's say, X dollars, right? Then every other cryptocurrency should be valued at same because it has got exactly the same characteristics, right? There is an algorithm backing that. But if you see, for example, any other coin, for Ripple, for example, will not have the same valuation, correct? And I don't understand the basis. The basis is exactly same. It is about the same technology, the algorithms, and then why Bitcoin is valued, differently. So that is one fundamental thing that we need to understand. I compare cryptocurrency, and I'm not against cryptocurrency. I compare it to any other gambling instrument. You go to Pune race course and you gamble there, right? You bet on a horse. If the horse wins, you get the money, you lose the money. There is a teen patti, that on the roadside, these poor guys, they play teen patti, and if you win, you win. That's it. There's a matka, we had this Ratan Khatri was matka king in Mumbai about 30 years back, and different versions go around. There's a betting that goes on during the cricket matches. You call somebody, he says, 30 ka ek or something, whatever that is, right? So if you want to, so my submission to government would be, if you want to legalize cryptocurrency, legalize all these forms. Let people bet on whatever they want. I think it's a fair market. If I'm not of a character who likes to bet, I will not bet it. It's my money, end of the day. And I have a right to lose my money. Open up casinos also, people will get the employment, correct? But don't just legalize cryptocurrency, which is, according to me, a pure speculation, simply because it sounds high-tech, right? And today, one thing that I find a risk is, in last 1 year, I have seen in social media and in mainstream media also, a lot of people are pushing cryptocurrency because I think there's a lot of money which is driving this, right? Influencers can be paid, right? And obviously, I mean, if they're getting paid, they will, drive the cryptocurrency prices up. And I suspect that, Indians are going to be at the receiving end, right? Somebody has to be, left holding that stock or whatever, or maybe that particular cryptocurrency at the end when the music stops, correct? And I suspect Indians are going to be there. You mentioned initially about, Indians holding large amount of cryptocurrency. I don't believe those reports. Some offshore company has written that report and everybody is taking it as a basis. It's simply a report written by somebody. There is no basis for that. And even if it is there, I personally don't see a reason for existence of cryptocurrency. I'm an Indian citizen. I'm honestly paying my taxes. I deal in Indian rupees. There's a limit that is put by RBI on outward, remittances, outward or inward remittances, or on investing in foreign stocks, etc. And I honor that. So fundamental reason why cryptocurrency came is, there is, if you have heard about it, there is something called the Silk Route, right? If you have heard about it. So there is an alternate universe on the internet which is very secret. The arms, the drugs deal, and many other bad things happen in that universe. And there was a site called the Silk Route which sold, a lot of such products, right? And they started accepting money in cryptocurrency, or specifically in Bitcoin. The reason for Bitcoin's prominence is this Silk Route website, which basically deals in all kind of things that are banned. Right? And they didn't want themselves to be discovered. If I accept money in, let's say, the regular payment channels, obviously that money can be tracked. Right? So there are a lot of legislations around KYC and everything. That's how Bitcoin came up. So I personally don't see a reason for existence of a cryptocurrency. I'm an Indian citizen. I transact in Indian rupees, or as it is allowed, I transact in USD or JPY or whatever, right? So fundamental reason for cryptocurrency coming into prominence, basically Bitcoin itself is a very good example, is that people want to stay away from the law, right? So they want to evade the law, and that's how basically cryptocurrency came into it. A lot of people who back it, they simply don't believe in the government. I know there's very conspirational thing, government can confiscate your money, government can do XYZ. Yes, governments can do that. Right now we are on YouTube, maybe my laptop, my phone, government is listening. I don't know that, but why should I be afraid? So unless you are doing something, which is hanky-panky, I don't see any reason why you need cryptocurrency. Of course, for speculation, personally, I'm of the opinion cryptocurrency can be allowed, but please at the same time allow that roadside Teen Patti wala also. Why are you discriminating against him because simply he's illiterate or he's just matriculate, right? Go and allow him also. Let people go and let them lose their money. I'm okay with that, right? So
that's absolutely true, sir. I agree with you. What government has done recently in budget, government has levied 30% tax on cryptocurrencies. So if somebody is earning from cryptocurrency, they have to pay 30% tax. And there is a TDS law also, that 1% TDS will be deducted when you will be withdrawing the money, or amount will be credited to your account. So we can assume that indirectly government has legalized, because if government is levying tax, so people are assuming that this cryptocurrency is legal now. They won't be banning cryptocurrency in future. Or along with this, government is coming up with digital currency. So sir, can you please give us some idea about digital currency?
yeah, so two things, you said about government, putting tax on cryptocurrency. So again, FinMin has clarified that, that doesn't mean we have legalized it, right? So government is in a dilemma. Should we allow cryptocurrency or not? There's a lot of pressure from people with lots of money that you allow cryptocurrency, because obviously if I have ill-gotten wealth, where will I store it, right? If I store it now, it's difficult because you don't know when government will suddenly declare 2,000 or 1,000 rupees notes are not valid, right? So I need something to store it in. Obviously Bitcoin or something is a good measure for me, right? So people with a lot of illegal funds and what ill-gotten funds, obviously they will be putting a lot of pressure on government to make it legal. What government has done is, currently what there is, sort of ambiguous kind of a formula they have done. They are taxing it, right? Because anyway, this is just a clarification. Even if you do smuggling and you declare that income, it has been taxed from 1950s. If you look at, you are also a fellow chartered accountant, we know, right? We know the court cases we have seen. Any kind of illegal income is also taxable under income tax law. Nowhere says it has to be gotten through fair means, correct? So it was always taxable. Cryptocurrency was always taxable. They just defined the tax rate and TDS, etc., which I think will hopefully curtail down the activity in that. Now there's a clear-cut mode. If you don't do this, you can be caught and punished by law, which is a good thing the government did. But still, I think it is a little bit of ambiguity about legality, etc., which I think FinMin has been clarifying, but they should get it clear. So that is the first part of what you're saying. The second is, see, as a technology, blockchain is a very robust technology, right? I think one or two disadvantages of blockchain are, I think only the people with extremely high level of technology, can participate in that market, which creates a sort of, digital divide, right? Poor people and illiterate people or semi-literate people, or somebody like me also, I don't know that technology, right? Beyond a point. So I have no way of participating in that. So it creates what is called a digital divide. And, second thing is, how do you sort of tackle that, right? So government is trying to create a digital currency, right? And, maybe rupee is offered as a digital currency, and you can transact in rupee as a, digital currency, right? So it becomes a store of value, right? So that is something that is a counter alternative to cryptocurrency. And but end of the day, people who want to stash their ill-gotten wealth somewhere, they will always prefer a cryptocurrency. If you are somebody who's making money in drugs, prostitution, maybe by illegal things, taking bribes, you won't invest in government digital currency because it can be tracked. It's as simple as that. I don't want my money to be tracked. That would be the most prominent reason for me to invest in a cryptocurrency. Second is obviously people who don't understand much or who are simply trying to speculate. Nothing wrong with that. Give them more options. Set up the casinos everywhere. They will generate jobs also. So that's the way it should work. Yeah.
So, sir, it was a great information, and definitely I think it will help the youth, because right now what youth is doing, they are not focusing on their jobs. One of my relative, he's around 20, 21 years old, and right now he has completed his graduation. So his parents asked him to do internship from somewhere, and when he has joined internship, his principal was offering him 5,000 per month. So he was not doing his internship just because he was able to earn 30,000 rupees from cryptos. So he was telling this thing to his parents, that what is the need of internship or job if I'm earning 30,000 rupees from this cryptocurrencies. And suddenly he has made a loss of 3-4 lakh rupees right now, few days back. So I think your information definitely it will help a lot to the people who are listening to us, and hopefully they will be able to do proper analysis before investing, or you can say wasting their money in cryptocurrencies.
No, absolutely. I think so. According to me, it's a gamble. I'm not against gamble. My submission to government is, if you want to allow all gambles, right? Don't discriminate. Let people gamble. Let them lose their money, right? As far as I'm concerned, if I gamble, let me lose my money. If I'm an investor, I'll invest for the long term. So that's for government to decide. But it is 100% a gambling instrument. Primary driver for existence of cryptocurrency is basically ill-gotten wealth and ill-gotten money that you want to hide from the the authorities. And that's why I gave you the Silk Route as an example, and that is the reason Bitcoin came up, right? Now, 100 people will have 100 motives, but that's where I stand, right? Maybe somebody can invest and make a good deal money. I wish them best luck. Hope they don't end up making losses like your, somebody that ended up making. But I suspect a lot of people are going to burn, their fingers by investing in cryptocurrency. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right.
So it was a great session, sir, and I learned a lot from you, because I was not having in-depth knowledge about cryptocurrency, and seriously, your session was it has given me a lot insight about cryptocurrencies. And sir, we will be inviting you for more sessions. So students who are watching this session, so they will be able to learn new things from your experience. Sir, I would like to know something about your career, because initially I should ask this question, but I forgot. So can you please give a brief about your career?
Yeah, I think so. So by qualification, I'm a commerce and law graduate, chartered accountant, and a postgraduate from IIM Bangalore. And I've been in finance for over 30 years. I've seen the first, major banking scam, right? People call it stock scam. According to me, Harshad Mehta scam is a banking scam, right? So, I have seen those days. I have seen how the prices rise. I have bought and sold thousands of shares at, let's say, 3 rupees. And on the same day afternoon, I have sold them at, let's say, 57 rupees. Right? I have been through that phase. I have burnt my fingers. I have learned those lessons, right? That's where I see that similarity. The only thing that has changed is now technology savvy people are now, sort of trying to say that this is something entirely new, correct? I don't see any difference between Karnataka ball bearing stock that Harshad Mehta popularized, or maybe, some other stock, and between Bitcoin, right? So been there, seen that, and, I feel this is something that, a lot of people should stay away from. But if they have money for gambling, I think why not gamble? I mean, it's your life and it's your money, right? So go ahead, do it.
So thanks a lot, sir, for joining us, and we will conduct more session on new topics, sir. So it will be a great if you will join us for next sessions.
Thank you very much, Ankit, and thanks everyone. Thanks, Rushabh, in specific. And I hope I have been of some help in terms of understanding cryptocurrency. Of course, people can differ from my opinion, and I am okay with that, right? It's your life, it's your money. Please go ahead with whatever you want to do. Thank you very much, Ankit.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thanks.
Take care. See you. Good night. Bye, everybody. See you.
Bye.